Hello all. Today we'll be looking into configuring file system monitoring using Patrol for Unix and Linux knowledge module. To start here, please create a new infrastructure policy or edit a existing infrastructure policy. I will now add monitoring configuration and will select monitoring solution as Unix and Linux with 9.13.21 as the version of the KM. I'll select monitoring profile as Unix storage and monitor type as file system. We can also include and exclude file system by providing details in file system inclusion and exclusion. By clicking add, we'll see all the details we can give to exclude or include particular file system. But for now, we will look into the default configuration and we'll see what the default configuration provides in terms of file system monitoring. For the default configuration, we will not make any changes to the file system inclusion and exclusion page, but still we have to provide the host name of the machine where we have to configure the file system monitoring. I will now save this policy. Since we have kept the configuration as default, we can now see all of the file systems are getting monitored. We will now look into file system inclusion and exclusion. Open your policy in edit mode, edit your monitoring solution and click on add. Give the hostname of a machine where you want to configure the file system monitoring. Since we are configuring monitoring on our local machine, we'll give the hostname as localhost. We can see different fields on this page which can be used to include and exclude the file system. But first we'll look to exclude a file system on the basis of file system name. To exclude the file system on the basis of file system name, give the file system name in the regex form in the exclude file system field. Multiple file system can also be excluded by giving a comma separated regex entries. Now we would like to exclude a file system. For example, I would like to exclude a boot file system. To achieve this, I would give boot as an entry in exclude file system field. Since we have given boot in exclude file system field and dot star has been mentioned in include file system field, the knowledge module will only exclude boot file system. Similarly, in case if you want to include a particular file system and exclude all other file system, change the include file system field to mention the name of file system that you want to monitor, and in the exclude file system field give dot star. File system can also be excluded on the basis of type of file systems. In case if you want to exclude file system of type NFS, CDFS or PROC, you can select the adjoining checkboxes. In case if you want to exclude a file system of any other type, select the Ignore Custom File System checkbox and give the type of file system in this particular field. For example, I would like to exclude a ext4 file system and therefore I'll give ext4 in this particular field. The last configuration on this page is with respect to the unmounted file systems. In case if the file system has been unmounted on the server and you do not want to monitor that particular file system, you can destroy that file system from the monitoring by selecting the appropriate checkboxes with respect to the file system type. Now we will save this policy. Now looking into the monitoring, we can see that the /boot file system has gone into mark for delete state along with the other file system which are of ext4 type. For example, /run/run log and /root. Thank you.